Now, we're watching Trump and the Patriots move at lightning speed. They're using this event for everything that was planned on from the beginning. And we can see it's happening in many, many stages. Today, Trump went ahead and nationalized the Treasury. It's in process right now, which means it's going to be combined into the Treasury. They're calling the shots now. Trump is in control. He's removing the power structure from the central bank, the deep state, and they're moving at lightning speed. This was a plan from the beginning. And they still have more to do. There's still more things coming up. All the indicators, everything that we've been watching, shows that the puzzle is almost complete. Now, let's start off with what is happening with Hillary Clinton and Weiner's laptop. Judicial Watch, they announced it received 180 pages of communication between former FBI CI Chief Peter Strzok and his paramour, former FBI lawyer Lisa Page, that shows a 1-month gap between Hillary Clinton's emails that were discovered on Anthony Weiner's laptop. So, when we look at this, these new records show how Hillary Clinton was protected from investigation over the Weiner laptop by the FBI for a full month during the presidential campaign. And the documents further confirm that Strzok pushed Russia smears of Trump laundered through the media within the FBI. Tom Fitton tweeted out the following today. And now Hillary Clinton files emergency motion in desperate attempt to stop her court-ordered deposition by Judicial Watch. Why doesn't she want to go and give a deposition under oath? Because if she lies, she's in trouble. If she tells the truth, she's in trouble. She is trapped right now. Remember, these deep state players, they're fighting for their lives. Now, we know today the stimulus bill has passed. And again, this should have been a nice, simple 5-10 pages bill to help the people. But Congress, they do what they do best. They shove and stuff things in there that have no reason to be in there during this global pandemic, this national emergency. But Congress took the time to do this. They decided to shove as much as they possibly could. Of course, Pelosi really didn't get her way. They might have a certain number of things in there that we can see. But remember, we're under a national emergency. Trump now has full control over this multi-trillion-dollar stimulus package, the largest one ever. And when we look in this, there are certain things in there that they shoved in there, like funding for the Kennedy Center. And the question is, why? We know it's money laundering. They're paying off people. Who sits on the board of trustees of the Kennedy Center? Valerie Jarrett and Susan Rice. They were put there by Obama. It's a payoff. Everything that the deep state, the central bank, the mainstream media has been trying to do with this event, it is now failing. They are struggling to keep their narrative that everyone needs to stay inside. We shouldn't open up the economy. And they're tweeting out that everyone should do this for a couple of months. It's called being desperate. They are now panicking big time. And we've come to learn that Dr. Fauci, he is friendly with the WHO Director General. They're both connected to the Clinton Foundation in Ethiopia. So Dr. Anthony Fauci announced that he was friends or has been friends with the World Health Organization Director General. This announcement connected Dr. Fauci to the Clinton Foundation and the WHO leader. Dr. Anthony Fauci stood up for the WHO Director General. He said he has known the current WHO Director for years, including when he was serving in Ethiopia. Back then, back in 2005 or so, around that time period, they were in Ethiopia. They were spending millions of dollars in aid, and they were trying to help with HIV. And the money went missing. And this had to do with the Clinton Foundation. Why do you think Fauci was there during this event. Trump knew who he was. He keeps his enemies very close. It's perfect for optics. This individual has been in the administration for a very long time, not just Trump's, but he was in Obama, he was in Bush, he was here for a very long time. He understands what is going on. Trump is using him. Optics are very important. He does this quite a bit. He uses this or multiple individuals, keeps them next to him while he performs his mission. Later on, Fauci is going to be removed. And this is why the mainstream media, this is why they're out there trying to put Fauci against Trump. And this is why Trump is not agreeing with Fauci. And this is why Fauci has to bend to Trump. The deep state plan didn't go the way they thought it was going to go. And it's failing right now. We've come to learn that Boris Johnson, he has tested positive for coronavirus. Now, I do believe there are certain individuals who are testing positive for coronavirus, the deep state players, Hollywood actors, actresses, and so forth. They're getting it for a specific reason. It might be their ticket to get out, or they're quarantined because they're not really quarantined. They are being held in an area for pickup. We have others that are getting the coronavirus, and these individuals are being kept out of the spotlight, kept away from everything while the operation is moving forward. So we have Boris Johnson and some of his staff, they have coronavirus. Now, very interestingly, the press has been complaining that, Trump was not giving briefings anymore. He stopped doing it. And then when the event struck, he started to do briefings. Then they complained that he was having briefings. And Stephanie Grisham, she tweeted out something very interesting. She said, the press pushes for daily White House press conferences all day, every day. Now they have them with real Donald Trump himself, and many choose not to cover them. Odd response when you consider it is literally their job to report vital news of the day. She's letting everyone know that everything is about to change. She's exposing the mainstream media. And we've come to find out through this whole event that there are certain deep state players that were pushing panic and chaos. Now, Stephanie Grisham, she also tweeted out today that as of today, FEMA has shipped 9 million N95 masks, 20 million surgical face masks, 3.1 million face shields, nearly 6,000 ventilators, 2.6 million gowns, 14.6 million gloves. We are sending more every day, and we are working nonstop to acquire or produce even more. Now, we need to back up a little bit here. Remember, A.G. Barr, he was out during the coronavirus press conference, and I think it was about 3 days ago or so, and he made an announcement, and Trump signed an executive order, that they're going to be going after individuals that are hoarding any type of medical supplies. You will get a knock on your door. Now, since he made that announcement, what happened? Well, all of a sudden, the SEIU union in California suddenly found a stash of 35 million face masks. What else happened? Well, the National Cathedral discovered 5,000 medical masks that have been stored in a crypt, and they're saying that they've been there for 10 years. We also find out, and this is being tweeted out by Ted Starnes, that New York City hospitals had not been overrun with patients, and there are 1,000 available ventilators. Then Trump tweeted out, thousands of federal government-delivered ventilators found in New York storage. New York must distribute them now. So why is this happening? There's a reason. They are trying to create chaos. How do you create panic? How do you create a manufactured crisis that shows shortages when there's not a lot of people infected? How do you keep medical supplies from reaching the hospitals? You hoard the supplies. Keep them from being distributed. Make it seem like there are shortages, that nobody is getting anything. And once A.G. Barr made the announcement, all of a sudden, these mass ventilators, they're just popping out of nowhere. All of a sudden, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more. Trump, Barr, they called them on it. And these people would have been arrested. So that, you know what they did? They said, okay, here you go. Take them. We don't want them anymore. It was to force them. Now, AG Barr is going to be knocking on other doors to find out who else has what. So was there really a shortage? Or were they holding everything back? It reminds me of Puerto Rico. Remember all those supplies in the warehouse? Nobody was getting anything. There were shortages. They were blaming it on Trump. Seems like they were trying to do the same thing here. Now, very interestingly, Trump went after Representative Massey today because he was holding up the bill. And Kerry tweeted out the following. This is John Kerry. Breaking news, Congressman Massey has tested positive for being an asshole. He must be quarantined to prevent the spread of his massive stupidity. He's given new meaning to the term masshole. Finally, something the president and I can agree on. Now, Trump, he tweeted out this. Never knew John Kerry had such a good sense of humor. Very impressed. Now, did John Kerry flip? And Trump is saying impressed that he flipped? Because I do believe there's an operation going on right now. But let's continue. We also have Eric Holder out there, and he tweeted this out. In light of the public health crisis the country is confronting, the states with federal support must put in place alternative ways for citizens to register vote. Through the use of the mails, we can vote at home. Vote at home will allow more people to vote and keep everyone safe. So Eric Holder, Hillary Clinton, all these people are worried about voting. Right now, we're in the month of March. But they're worrying about this. And this reminds me of Post 3896. And if we go back to Post 3896, what does it say? It says, push new revised presidential 2020 vote by mail. Brackets, unsecured queue. So they're pushing that agenda right now. And I do believe that Trump and other leaders like Putin, Xi, and many others, they're all working together. Q has mentioned this before, that the U.S., China, Russia, and other countries are working together. And I believe this is a group effort to get rid of the power structure of the central bank, the deep state, all together at once. Trump tweeted this out. Just finished a very good conversation with President Xi of China. Discussed in great detail the coronavirus that is ravaging large parts of our planet. China has been through much and has developed a strong understanding of the virus. We are working closely together, much respect. Then Xi said that the U.S. and China must unite to fight the virus. Are they talking about coronavirus? Or are they talking about the deep state, the central bank establishment? I do believe they're talking about the central bank, deep state establishment. It sounds like that is the green light. Then we have James Comey. He tweeted this out. Unsure how to use Twitter now. Don't know enough to tweet about COVID-19. Don't want to tweet about Trump. Instead, I will try to spread things useful, comforting, or distracting rather than contagious during a really hard time. Today, I'll start with my social distance selfie. Now, he looks awful. People are commenting on this, and he looks nervous. It looks like he's panicking. And Joe M., he tweeted this out. We've rinsed COVID-19 as much as we can. The public are getting bored of it. Can't make a dent in Trump's soaring approval rating. Need another event. Something to reassure an anxious family. A new non-virus distraction needed. Hashtag false flag alert. Now keep that in mind, false flag alert. Let's go back to Post 3900. Remember, there was a picture of the Department of Justice and the file name was 90 JPEG. We looked at Post 90. This was about Hillary Clinton, about Seth Rich's murder. And Lisa Crowley took this a step further. It says, comforting future guest on the USNS Comfort, Pier 90. So Trump said the US Comfort is going to be docked at Pier 90. Needs a distraction. False flag. Active sleeper cells. So she gives us a post of 3525. This is Comey in the fields looking at the sun. This picture is called 90. We have the USNS Comfort to reach New York City, and it's going to be docked at Pier 90. Then she points us to post 2112, and it says sleeper cells, which brings us back to a false flag. Then we have Julian's Rum. He tweeted out this: when you reach USNS Comfort on WikiLeaks, here are the results that pop up under the Hillary email archive. Most are from Chelsea Clinton to both her parents. In some, she uses her alias Diane Reynolds. So when you search USNS Comfort, it has to do with Haiti. So is Trump sending a message that this is the same ship that was in Haiti helping out during this period of time when Hillary was Secretary of State? But let's take this one step further here. Trump, he tweeted this out. As usual with this, General Motors things just never seem to work out. They said they were going to give us 40,000 much-needed ventilators very quickly. Now they are saying it will only be 6,000 in late April, and they want top dollar. Always a mess with Mary B. Invoke P. Now, it says invoke P, and P is in quotes. Trump later came on and clarified and said invoke P means Defense Production Act. So Trump is saying that he's going to be using Defense Production Act to force General Motors to create these ventilators. But if we just take the P and we go back to post 714, this is February 10th, 2018, it says mess with the best, die like the rest. 2 highly classified clown ops exposed. 44 remaining. Wizards and warlocks. And here's the part. Save the best for last. P. And that's in brackets, bold. Now, could this be the Pope? It could be. There's many explanations for this, but it's P. Saving it for last. Also, P is the 16th letter in the alphabet. Who was the 16th president? Abraham Lincoln. Q gave us a post yesterday about habeas corpus, that Lincoln suspended this, indicating that Trump might have to suspend this when the operation moves forward. Joe M. tweeted out that maybe this is how the arrests are going to unfold. The strategy for mass arrests of our domestic swamp appears to be unfolding like a closing net, starting with the outside accomplices moving in. We saw many foreign espionage indictments: El Chapo, Maduro, Epstein for sex trafficking. Charging George Soros would be a logical next scalp. Now, if that is true, this would be unbelievable. So Trump said invoke P, invoke. And if we go back to post 416, it says Soros takes orders from P. There's that P again. You have no idea how sick and evil these people are. Fight, fight, fight. Day of days, game over. And then Trump tweeted this out. General Motors must immediately open their stupidly abandoned Lordstown plant in Ohio, or some other plant, and start making ventilators. Now, with 6 exclamation points in front of Ford, comma, get going on ventilators, comma, fast, with 6 exclamation points. Julian's Rum lets us know that, well, wait a minute. There are 6 exclamation points in front of Ford, 6 exclamation points after fast, 6 exclamation points twice equals false flag. Now, Joe M. said the same thing. Julian Rum saying the same thing from the different tweets. Then if we go back to post 35, this is what it says. And this is from November 1st, 2017. And remember, at the bottom, it had 4,10, 20. Those are Donald Trump's initials. DJT. This is when the European ban ends. It ends on April 10th, 2020. This is what it says. POTUS will be well insulated, protected on Air Force One and abroad. Specific locations classified. While these operations are conducted due to the nature of the entrenchment, it is time to take back our country and make America great again. Let us salute and pray for the brave men and women in uniform who will undertake this assignment to bring forth peace, unity, and return power to the people. It is our hope that this message reaches enough people to make a meaningful impact. We cannot yet telegraph this message through normal methods for reasons I'm sure everyone here can understand. Follow the questions from the previous threads and remain calm. The primary targets are within D.C. and remain at the top on both sides. The spillover in the streets will be quickly shut down. Look for more false flags. Stay alert, be vigilant, and above all, please pray. So the false flag indicators are matching up with the operation. Now, today is March 27th, and I like to go to March 27, 2019. That is post 3232. It brings us to marker 1, marker 2, and it's the watches. It has the date of 19, and one of them is at 4:50, and the other one is at, the date is the 27th, and it's at 3:05. So we need to keep these in mind moving forward. Q put these here for a reason. And today, a year ago, Q let us know about these watches, and it's worth remembering. Now, if we go back 2 years to post 965, it says, "Stay strong, stay together, we stand with you. Offline for a reason, enjoy the show." Post 966, this is a SEAL Team 6 Punisher. It's a picture of the Punisher, and it says, "God will judge our enemies, will arrange the meeting." So this is 2 years ago today. Then Bob Dylan came out and released a 17-minute song about the assassination of JFK. And he's saying the murder most foul, talking about the Wolfman. And he wrote this a while ago, but it's out now. Was this done on purpose? I do believe so. Remember the tweet from Eric Holder. And he says, "Does anyone think that if there were a consequential national security economic crisis, that this administration has the intellectual capacity and policy acumen to navigate the nation through it?" The answer, frighteningly, is no. Now we have the coronavirus, and they have no idea. And it's the Kennedys, who were both assassinated. One sitting in a chair, one on the bed. Eric Holder was sending a message. Now, with Bob Dylan putting this out, is the message being sent back, letting them know, we know who did this. Who is the Wolfman in the song? George H.W. Bush, his United States Secret Service code name was Timberwolf. He is the Wolfman. He's involved. And then we have Barack Obama. You can see these people are panicking. He said, "During this crisis, our grocery store clerks, delivery drivers, transit and utility workers, along with so many others, have been selflessly getting up every day to make sure we have things we need. For that, we say thank you." Now, he linked to a Washington Post article. In this article, it says the unexpected heroes on America's coronavirus front line. Grocery workers, prison guards, and delivery drivers are still on the job, tending to basic needs, risking their health. Obama left out prison guards when he was tweeting out his message. Was this a message to everyone else, letting them know that he has people that are watching him right now? Maybe, maybe not. Then we have beer at the parade. I said this before. I know these ships are coming to LA and to New York. And I said, what happens if these aren't for coronavirus patients? What happens if these ships are for something else? Well, Beer at the Parade looked at the tweet from Acting Secretary of the Navy, Thomas B. Modly, and decoded it. This is what the tweet says. Today, USNS Mercy arrived at Port LA to serve as a referral hospital for patients not infected with COVID-19, handling overflow of acute trauma cases and other urgent needs, allowing shore-based hospitals to focus medical care resources on the treatment of coronavirus patients. So this is how it's broken down. The hospital is there to serve the patients not infected with COVID-19. These are the Gitmo-bound prisoners, the deep state. The shore-based hospitals, they're going to focus on the actual sick people. So when we start to put all of this together, things are starting to come together. All the pieces of the puzzle are starting to come together. And we're going to have to wait to see how this plays out. Now, remember, we're interpreting everything that's going on today. And Q did post today letting us know that the Federal Reserve is now being nationalized and merged into the Treasury. We knew this was happening. We knew this was coming. Q also said this is not another 4-year election. It's not what it's about. So if Trump and the Patriots are using this entire crisis to merge the central bank and remove the power from the central bank establishment, they also have to do something else. They have to remove those individuals that can cause harm. It has to be done at the same time. But once again, we're interpreting the plan. And as we move forward each day, we're going to look at these posts and see what's happening and try to put this all together. And I do believe we're moving in the right direction. I do believe the deep state is panicking right now. They have lost traction on their event. This is why they're looking for another event to push. But the Patriots, they already know the playbook. We were already warned years ago.